Chalo. Very good day to everyone. This is Ankita Arora. Let us start with now the transfer pricing. And in transfer pricing, yesterday we have completed APA, that is known as Advanced Pricing Agreement. We have completed with that. Now, talking about primary secondary adjustment. Right now, not going into the revision. Again, tomorrow we will do entire revision what we have done till the date. Okay. Now starting with the primary secondary adjustment. Ma'am, what do you mean by primary secondary adjustment? When it comes to transfer pricing, as I already told you, in case of transfer pricing, suppose this is self-assessment you have submitted. You have submitted what? Your self-assessment. Okay. So this is nothing but self-assessment of your transfer price. That whatever international transaction you have done, you have submitted them. Now, suppose my AO, this is nothing, this is my AO. What AO does? AO, after doing whatever verification he wanted to do, now AO has increased. AO has what? Increased your income. AO has what? Increased either your income or he reduced what? Losses. So what do you mean by primary adjustment over here? Primary adjustment means increase in income. Primary adjustment means increase of what? Income, and reduction of what? Reduction of losses. That is known as your primary adjustment. So understood the meaning of primary adjustment. It is nothing but increment in your income and you are reducing the losses. That is nothing, that is called as primary adjustment. Any doubt in primary adjustment? Now, they are saying if the primary adjustment is done, if in any case primary adjustment is done, now this primary adjustment that is done should be due to following reason. There are certain reasons that have been given. If the primary adjustment is done due to certain reason, only that certain reason, and due to that certain reason, if primary adjustment is done, what will happen? Then you have to compulsory do secondary adjustment. अगर मेरा प्राइमरी एडजस्टमेंट कुछ सर्टेन रीजन से है, इफ माय प्राइमरी एडजस्टमेंट इज ड्यू टू सर्टेन रीजन, प्राइमरी एडजस्टमेंट मींस इंक्रीज ऑफ इनकम और रिडक्शन ऑफ लॉसेस, तो उसके लिए दे आर सेइंग यू हैव टू डू व्हाट? यू हैव टू डू दी सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट ऑल्सो. आपको अब क्या करना पड़ेगा? सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा. इतनी बात आई समझ में? नाउ मैम, व्हाट आर द रीजंस? वो रीजंस क्या है जिससे हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट. बट उससे पहले ये बताओ व्हाट इज सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट. तो अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट. हैव आई एवर यूज्ड द वर्ड repatriation? Have I ever said ki I am for the time being not using that concept repatriation? So now is the concept, and the concept is related to repatriation. What do you mean by repatriation? Repatriation का मतलब, suppose again this is what? This is my AO. What my AO does? Suppose my AO from 100 crore increased your income to 150 crore. ठीक है, AO ने मेरी इनकम को 100 करोड़ से कितना कर दिया? He has done 150 crore. That means how much he has increased? He has increased 50 crore income. कितना increase किया? AO has increased my income 50 crore. That कितना आया? Now understand one thing. Illogical they have given. I will prove you why the things are illogical. They are saying, who is saying? Department. You see, because my AO, because this AO has increased what? This AO has increased your income to 150 crore. Now in balance sheet, there will be a mismatch of 50 crore, right? Why? Because actually you are not getting that income. Actually, there is no 50 crore ka additional income you would be getting just because of making it at arm length price. This 100 crore has been made 150 crore. So what about this 50 crore? Actually, so you are not getting anything. And when you are not getting anything, तुमको तो कुछ मिल ही नहीं रहा, 50 crore तो not coming in your hand. It will lead to mismatch, balance sheet mismatch होगी, ऐसा इन्होंने कहा. अभी के लिए assume कि ओहो very logical, they are saying very logical. For the time being I am saying this logic is not relevant at all. अभी के लिए okay, ठीक है, मान लिया हमने कि that you are saying कि this will lead to mismatch, माना, done. इतना logic समझ में आया till now? Now they are saying कि when this has been the case, they are saying when this has been the case, in such a case AO states that, or I can say department का क्या कहना है, department states that this 50 crore, just because it was an international transaction, it was an international transaction, when will transfer pricing apply? When it was between two or more associate enterprise. So they are saying this 50 crore you have to repatriate in India. लेके आओ इंडिया के अंदर, repatriate in India from any of your associate enterprise. It is not compulsory कि जिससे you have done transaction. It's not compulsory from the associate enterprise with whom you have done transaction उसी से repatriate करना. No, from any associate enterprise you have to do repatriation. You have to do what? Repatriation. That means this 50 crore ka amount you have to repatriate in India. Now, any time limit given? Yes, they have given a time limit. This repatriation that they are talking about, this repatriation should be done within 90 days. Within 90 days, repatriation is needed. You have to do repatriation within 90 days. Okay. So this is secondary adjustment, repatriation. Logic of secondary adjustment as per your department. Because this 50 crore will lead to mismatch. That is cash mismatch according to them. That is the reason this secondary adjustment is needed if primary adjustment is due to certain reason. Logic समझ में आया? No. What is your primary adjustment? For the determination of arm length price, either your total income has been increased or your losses has been reduced. That is nothing but your primary adjustment. Now, if primary adjustment, that is whatever your actual transfer price was, that actual transfer price has been what? Revised, and your arm length price is more than your transfer price. That means they have increased your total income. So, but if this increase is done, this increase should be repatriated within 90 days. Whatever increment is done, that repatriation to be done within how many days? That is to be done within 90 days. If not, then it would be treated as loan to associate enterprise. Now this is something different. Suppose they are saying 90 days में repatriation is needed. Okay, 90 days में repatriation is needed. We understood that. Now, again they are saying that whatever increment we have done, ठीक है, whatever increment we have done. So they have done from 100 crore. They have done how much? 150 crore. What they want? Repatriate 50 crore. How much time have been given for repatriation? 90 days. Either yes, you will repatriate, or no, you won't be able to repatriate. If you repatriate, that is okay. But you say we cannot repatriate. हम इसे repatriate नहीं कर सकते, not possible for us. So if you cannot repatriate, in such a case, deemed. What deemed? deemed as advance to associate enterprise. That means हम मान लेंगे कि तुमने उनको एडवांस देके रखा है. If you are not repatriating, we are saying Amlin price is 150 crore. We are saying 150 crore. You cannot repatriate. That means this, how much this amount, that is your 50 crore. This 50 crore is your advances to your associate enterprise. Acha, if advances, so they are saying if it is advance, so is advance pay you would be earning interest. Actually, the person is not earning any interest, but we assume it would be interest also. Or जब interest है तो interest is income. When you are given advances, you are earning income, and when you are earning income, oh bhai, on this income they will charge income tax. That means notional income they have created. Is it actual income? Notional income created. On notional income they will charge income tax. Now my question is, when you are creating notional income, अब तुम्हारा cash का imbalance कहाँ गया? Now still you are creating what? You are creating notional income. पहले ही तो तुमने सामने वाले की arm's price पे करा. Your transaction price has been revised to arm's price. You increase 50 crore. That we accepted. Now you are saying it is advance. Advance पे we are earning interest. Actually we are not earning interest. That is a deemed interest. और जब it is deemed interest, now you are saying that on this deemed interest we will apply income tax. So what is the logic of that cash balance? Now you are getting actually no cash balance का logic was there. अभी भी तो imbalance रहेगा ना. अभी भी कुछ आ रहा है क्या? Are you getting any interest? You are not getting any interest, but you are paying taxes. So again imbalance. The only thing was they wanted to apply tax. The only thing was they wanted to apply tax, and the logic was given cash imbalance. ठीक है? Are you understanding? अब suppose मैं हूँ, I have done international transaction. My income increased from 100 crore to 150 crore. That means 150 crore repatriation is needed. I have to bring 50 crore. Sachin, क्या लाना है बोलो? Repeat, कितना लाना है? 50 crore लेके आना है. ठीक है? Active रहता है पर 50 crore we have to bring in India. अब 50 crore when you have to bring in India, ma'am, we have brought in India but not in 90 days. 90 days में नहीं हो पाया. Then 110 days में we have brought in India. India में लेके आए, but not in 90 days. We have brought back in India in 110 days. Would you apply interest still? अरे obviously, because once you cross 90 days, deemed income, interest income. तो मैम वो interest कहाँ से charge होगा? From 91th day or from the start 0? That is जहाँ से 90 days start होते हैं. From where the 90 days start? Logically, it should be after 90 days, because they have given you 90 days, but no, it will start from day one, because international transaction has very rigorous punishments, very rigorous penalty. So they are saying if you fail to repatriate in 90 days, we will charge interest not from 91, from 0th day only. Not from the day when you have entered into such kind of transaction, जहाँ से 90 days start हो रहा है, from there we will charge interest. इतना समझ में आया? Then, चलो ठीक है, you have charged interest, okay. What is the percentage of interest? Is there any random percentage? They have defined the percentage of interest also. If this will be the interest ka percent, this will be the interest ka percent, and on that you will be paying taxes. Now this is a loop. You will charge interest, interest, interest. Suppose I am unable to bring back that money. Not able. My associate enterprise closed. All the associate enterprise closed. How can I repatriate now? Unable to repatriate. So till lifetime you will apply interest, interest, interest. Would you apply till lifetime? You have an option. If you find that you cannot repatriate at any time, so in such a case, pay us taxes at one time. 18 plus 12 plus 4%. 18% is tax. Compulsory surcharge 12%, and health and education says you pay on that additional income that we have generated. 50 crore पे pay the taxes. Once on date you pay the taxes, उसके बाद से no interest charges applicable. Are you getting? So या तो you should repatriate, or if you cannot repatriate, on that excess income that we have increased, pay what? Pay taxes on that. And what is the rate of tax? 18 plus 12 plus 4%. This is the rate of tax. And the date you will pay this taxes, उसके बाद से no interest, notional income कुछ नहीं, खत्म, कहानी खत्म. Understood the concept? So again, if I am doing international transaction and arm length price has been increased, means my total income has been increased or losses have been reduced. In such a case, repatriation needed. Is it particular associate enterprise from which I have to do the repatriation? No, any associate enterprise. Uska to free hai. Any associate enterprise. In 90 days. If not in 90 days, so whenever you repatriate from 0 to that day, interest charges will be applicable. If we fail to repatriate and we accept that we cannot repatriate, in such a case, pay the taxes. What? 18 plus 12 plus 4% compulsory surcharge. Compulsory. Even it is 2 crores ka amount. Compulsory surcharge. Because being a company, 10 crore pe alag surcharge hota hai. Compulsory it is 12% surcharge. ठीक है? Okay. And then इसके बाद, suppose if we have paid the taxes, as you said, if you have paid the taxes, in such a case, after the date of payment, after the date of payment, फिर कुछ नहीं, book closed. Understood? Now, ma'am, what is the interest rate that you have not told? And in fact, primary adjustment का reason क्या है? What are the reasons for the primary adjustment? Tell us the reasons for primary adjustment. Then only we will do the secondary adjustment. So reason number 1. In my return of income, this is my return of income. In my return of income, I have written 100 crore is my income. And me myself, I am increasing it to 125 crore. SSC himself increased, or AO has increased. AO increased, and I am accepting okay. So when AO increased, I am accepting. Yes, you are correct. Ma'am, any tribunal, any authority has increased by an order, I am accepting. So when you accept, they are increasing, you are accepting. So this is primary adjustment due to certain reason number 1. So when AO does, or any authority by order increase your income or reduce your losses, you accept it. Either you yourself खुद ही रिवाइज कर रहे हो रिटर्न और खुद ही बोल रहे हो, सचिन क्या कर रहे हैं, खुद ही रिवाइज कर रहे हैं रिटर्न एंड खुद ही उसको बता रहे हैं कि वी हैव इंक्रीज द इनकम. जब तुम खुद ही बोल रहे हो तो वो क्यों चुप बैठेगा? Getting? 2 reasons. Third reason. Reason number 3, Appa के reason से your income has been increased. Due to the reason of Appa, your income has been increased. The date you enter into Appa, and your income has been increased. Reason number 3. अभी और भी concept है इसके अंदर, but are you getting the reason? At least you know Appa is a reason. You yourself accepted, you yourself revise the return. या फिर it is what? Mutual agreement. What is mutual agreement? For the time being, just giving a logic. Mutual agreement means me and other country have double tax avoidance agreement. Mutually we have certain agreement, and mutual agreement के basis पे we are increasing the income. So there is a mutual agreement with another country, and the document and the agreement has written something, and on the basis of mutual agreement some income has been increased. And safe harbor rule. These are the 5 reasons. You yourself done, AO done, authority done, you accepted, Appa, safe harbor rule, mutual agreement. If due to this 5 reasons, any of the 5 reasons, anyone, if your income has been increased, secondary adjustment is needed. That means you need to repatriate. अब इसको फिर से read कर ले पहले. So this was my primary adjustment. This was my secondary adjustment, that you need to repatriate within 90 days. If you fail to repatriate within 90 days, it will be treated as loan to the associate enterprise. So every year interest would be added to the income. Every year until you pay the taxes. हर साल फिर उस income पे you have to pay the taxes. Now, This repatriation of money could be from another associate enterprise. That means it is not compulsory with whom you have done international transaction, उसी से तुम repatriate करोगे. It would be from any associate enterprise. कुछ भी हो सकता है. Then secondary adjustment if done due to this 5 reasons. Suo motu in return of income. खुद ने किया. AO या any authority. AO or any authority by order. If they have done. Okay. Due to अप्पा. अब अप्पा का डेट ही है. अप्पा का जो कॉन्सेप्ट आया था ना, दिस इज द डेट 1/4/17. उससे पहले देयर वाज नो अप्पा. तो 1/4/17 फ्रॉम दिस और आफ्टर 1/4/17 ड्यू टू अप्पा इट हैज हैपेंड. Again it is considered to be primary adjustment due to certain reason. Due to safe harbor rule or due to mutual agreement procedure that you will do. Double tax avoidance agreement का concept is there. DTAA 1 day का chapter it is. In that you will find कि this is mutual agreement. इतना आया? बोलो yes or no? Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if repatriation of whole amount done, we repatriated in 90 days. Why they will charge interest? No interest. Ma'am, only part of the amount repatriated out of my 50 crore, 40 crore repatriation done. On 10 crore interest will be charged. Logical. Ma'am, repatriation was required to be done in 90 days, but repatriation done in 110 days. In such a case, overall 110 days पे applicable. Understood this? Important, at most important. इसके बिना कुछ मतलब ही नहीं. Ma'am, if primary adjustment is done due to, these are all the reasons we have done. These are all the reasons. Ma'am, if primary adjustment done due to this reason, ठीक है? When will my 90 days start? Reasons are different. So 90 days का start will also be different. जब reason अलग अलग है तो 90 days का जो tenure start होता है that will also be from the different date ना. अब पूरा focus इधर ही करना. Ma'am, AO by order or any authority by order says your income will increase. So my 90 days will start from date of that order. My 90 days will start what? From date of that order कि आ गया order आया 90 days का टिक टिक start. इतना है. Ma'am, if I fail to repatriate within 90 days, कहाँ से 90 days start हुआ था वहीं से interest will be applicable. इतना है. Done. Not taking this right now. पहले easy करते हैं. इसमें logic है. Not taking upper right now. Ma'am, if it is mutual agreement procedure, if it is mutual agreement procedure, when you have done the effect of that mutual agreement procedure, कब effect दिया था? Date when the effect of mutual agreement done. So date when the from the date of giving effect by AO to mutual agreement procedure. Mutual agreement procedure के लिए AO ने कब वो effect दिया था? From that 90 days start. When you do the effect, 90 days started and same, not repatriated within 90 days. चलो वापस पीछे चलो, and that means the date when effect was given, interest will start from that date. Understood? So ma'am, we have done AO given the order, we have done mutual agreement procedure, and appa you have said अभी नहीं कर रहे. तो बचा क्या? Safe harbor rule, and you yourself revise the return. That means safe harbor rule and you yourself revise the return from the due date of return. Due date now depend. Company है तो due date will be different. Individual due date different. So from the due date of return of income, your 90 days will start and interest similarly उसी date से start हो. इतना पहले सचिन tell me 3 reasons and 90 days and interest. कब स्टार्ट होगा? 3 रीजन जो अभी किए.
अगर एओ ने ऑर्डर दिया है और किसी अथॉरिटी ने ऑर्डर पास किया है, म्यूचुअल एग्रीमेंट से है, और लास्ट वाला है एसएससी ने हिमसेल्फ किया है.
एनी अदर रीजन में सिर्फ एसएससी हिमसेल्फ नहीं है, एक और चीज है. लक्ष्मी, व्हाट इज इट?
Mutual agreement is entered. Then, if the assessee has himself revised the return, if the order is issued by the authority, then APA, then safe harbor rule.
First, have we done one thing? If AO passed the order or authority passed the order, first is that. जिस दिन order आया, the date when order came, order आया, 90 days की tick tick start. Ma'am, failed to repatriate in 90 days. वहीं से interest will be applicable. From same date, interest will be applicable. That is date of order. Done. Second, again, mutual agreement procedure. When you have given the effect of that mutual agreement procedure, the date when you have given the effect of mutual agreement procedure, जब effect दिया, date when effect done, 90 days tick tick start. And same is for interest. उसी 90 days का tick tick जब start हुआ, we will start the interest. If fail to repatriate within 90 days. मैम अभी order वाला point है. Then अभी कौन सा point है? Mutual agreement. अप्पा तो अभी you have not done. तो दो कौन से? Safe harbor and when you yourself done the revision of return. In both the cases, due date of ROI and due date of ROI individual की different, company का different. So understand, due date of ROI depends on person to person. So due date से 90 days start. And what about interest? Due date से interest will start. Now got it? Up full-fledged attention on APA. ठीक. Logically, it is easy, but थोड़ा सा you will find कि benefit has been given in APA, but there is no benefit they have given. Now they are saying APA entered up to due date of ROI. APA you have entered and you have entered into APA up to the due date of ROI. That means till now the due date of return is pending. The year in which I have entered into APA, उस year का due date has not elapsed till now. Are you getting? And I have entered into APA, due date elapsed नहीं हुआ है, still return of income का due date is there. And second case, when you entered into APA after the due date. Okay? So one is the case before due date, other is the case after due date you enter into APA. Now, so the case when I enter into APA after due date and the case when I enter into APA before due date. This is nothing my APA agreement. Okay, this is APA. Now I have two choices. Before due date I entered and after due date. Now they are saying if you enter before due date, you have to file return of income. If you enter before due date, you have to file return of income. That means when you have already entered into APA before date, so you will file return of income as per APA. जब APA enter कर ही लिया है, तो जो भी return file होगा as per the APA ही होगा, right? So we will wait. Date of filing return. Whenever you file the return, date, it's not due date. Date of filing return. Date of filing return. We will wait till what? Date of filing return. That means my 90 days will start whenever you will file the return. Loophole. Kaisa loophole? Actually not loophole, but telling you. If I file on 31st July, my 90 days will start from 31st July. But if I file on 30th March, my 90 days will start on 30th March. Can I have the timing? Actually, it is a loophole also. See, मेरे को पता है कि repatriation करना है. I know I have to do repatriation. But अगर if I file return of income on 31st, ड्यू डेट इज 31st. इफ आई फाइल ऑन 1st September, तो 90 डेज तो 1st September से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. तो बेटर ना, लेट थोड़ा लेट करते हैं, बेनिफिशियल होगा. वी विल गेट एक्स्ट्रा 90 डेज. आर यू गेटिंग? तो एटलीस्ट इंटरेस्ट तो लगना बच जाएगा. यू विल सेव योर, सचिन, यू विल सेव योर इंटरेस्ट. क्या सेव करोगे? इंटरेस्ट. अब हो क्या रहा है? दिस इज ओके, यू विल सेव योर इंटरेस्ट, बट सपोज आई फाइल लेट. मैंने यही सोचते हो बहुत लेट फाइल किया रिटर्न. क्यों? क्योंकि माय 90 डेज विल स्टार्ट लेट. अब व्हाट हैपेंड? आई फेल टू रिपेट्रिएट विद इन 90 डेज. ओहो, यू थॉट कि हम थोड़ा 90 डेज एक्सटेंड करते हैं. Therefore you file late return of income. तुमने लेट फाइल किया, ठीक है. तुमने सोचा लेट फाइल करेंगे, अच्छी बात होगी. तो suppose you filed on 30th March and suppose your due date was 31st July. ड्यू डेट 31st जुलाई था. You filed on 30th March कि एंजॉय करेंगे, 90 डेज एक्स्ट्रा मिलेगा. And you failed to repatriate in 90 days. अब according to normal provision, interest start होता है the date when 90 days start. Normal provision में what you have done कि interest will start from 90 days. कहाँ से start हुआ था मैम? यहाँ पे तो 90 days start हुआ था date of filing the return से. 90 days कहाँ start हुआ था? Date of filing the return. So as per the normal provision, interest कहाँ से लगना चाहिए था? Interest should have been from this date. Period समझ रहे हो? Period should have been this only. Department, up they will say, we have already given you a benefit, and now if you fail to repatriate, interest will not start from there. From due date of filing return, वहां से we will start your interest का period. वहां से we will start your interest का period. Understanding the logic? So before due date, if it is what? Before due date you have entered into APPA. So you will say कि अरे वाह बहुत अच्छी बात है, we will late file the return. Okay, date of filing of return से they will start your 90 days. But if you fail to repatriate within 90 days, now your interest will not start from date of filing return. It will start from due date of return. So are you getting? अगर एक जगह बेनिफिट दिया है तो दूसरी जगह चोट भी दी है. Are you getting? Now, then what if we enter into APPA after the due date? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Then it is simple, very simple. Logic सिर्फ वही था. If you enter into APPA after due date, so from the end of the month in which APPA entered, whenever you enter into APPA, from the end of the month, we will start 90 days. So APPA enter किया. Suppose ma'am we have entered into APPA on 15 July. So not from 15 July we will start 90 days. 31st July से we will start your 90 days and same will be the interest का tenure. Same क्या होगा तुम्हारा interest का tenure. Understood? So this is the chart for your interest वाला calculation. Understood? अब छोटी सी चीज और ma'am, as you said, if we fail to repatriate, they will charge interest. What is that amount of interest? Suppose, ma'am, if excess money is there, we fail to repatriate that excess money. So in such a case, again, two things. Suppose the transaction is in foreign currency, that is foreign denominated. If it is foreign denominated, then take 6 month ka LIBOR rate. 6 month LIBOR rate you have to take, that will be given on 30th September. 30th September of the previous year, whatever is the LIBOR rate, usme you have to add 3%. So that will be already provided to you. Just remember, foreign की country, foreign currency में take LIBOR rate of 30th September. But if my Indian rupee, we have done transaction in Indian currency. In such a case, 1 year ka lending rate, do not take deposit rate. They will give you deposit rate also. Remember, it is 1 year lending rate you have to take and compulsory SBI ka, not PNB, not ICI, nothing. Only SBI ka you have to take 1 year ka lending rate of 1st April. Previous year. Suppose I have entered 22, 21, 23. Previous year ko 1st April ko what was the rate? Previous year ko 1st April ko what was the rate? That rate you have to take and lending rate you have to take of SBI. Again they will give it. Okay? So this will be the interest. Ma'am, कभी हम confuse हो गए कि whether to at 3% or 3.25%. तो remember India में 25 पैसे चलता है. अभी नहीं, but सवा छोटा इंडिया में चलता है. तो 3.25 इंडिया के लिए ऐड करना है and 3% लेबर में तुमको क्या करना है, ऐड करना है. So this will be your interest. And as I told ma'am, not possible to repatriate. Pay us 18 plus 12 plus 4%, and the date you will pay this, then we will not charge any interest, but no credit will be allowed for this tax. Because already हमने concealed income निकाली. And if you pay taxes, कोई credit नहीं, कुछ नहीं. Ma'am, any deduction? Nothing. Na deduction, na credit, nothing will be allowed to you. And once you pay, ना कोई इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेशन, ना कोई सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट. एंड व्हाई मैम इतना बड़ा बड़ा क्यों लिखा? इफ योर सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट नीडेड एंड जो सपोज माय इनकम वाज 100 करोड़ एंड दे मेड इट 101 करोड़, 1 करोड़ है, नॉट नीडेड, नो सेकेंडरी एडजस्टमेंट. 1 करोड़ तक दे अलाउ कि इतना बेंचमार्क अलाउड है. रिमेंबर बेंचमार्क वाज आल्सो देयर 3%, 1%. And now in secondary adjustment 1 crore का benchmark होके कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं करो. And if ma'am assessment is 16-17, remember APPA is not there in 16-17. तो 16-17 के पहले का कोई primary adjustment है, that is not needed. वहां पे हम नहीं देखेंगे because APPA था ही नहीं था. Understood? Now do you have any book right now? Any book? अभी है नहीं अभी, तो यही नोट्स है. इससे आई एम शेयरिंग इट विदाउट वाटरमार्क. इसको अभी पहले पूरा अच्छे से डू रीडिंग ऑफ दिस एज वेल एज अप्पा, बोथ द कॉन्सेप्ट. गिविंग यू 10 minutes फॉर दैट. वेट, आई एम शेयरिंग. Got that? Starting 10 minutes. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Karthik, Sachin. Done? So what was the concept of modified return in APPA? Have you studied that? Bolo, tell.
If return file under section 139(1), so within 3 months within 3 months of entered into APPA, modified return is filed.
If return has been filed or whether assessment have been completed.
Ma'am,
No,
did you cover this? Did we study this?
That's why I have directly asked, na, what is modified return?
Okay.
Your interpretation.
Okay.
Assessment is pending.
If assessment is pending, then
in that case, assessee file modified return within 3 months from end of the month in which APPA was entered.
now the wordings are going wrong. If assessment is pending and return has already been filed, then modified return is required. But if assessment is pending and you have not even filed the return till now because due date is left, then why modified return? You have to file return as per APPA. Getting the difference? Modified is used when already return is filed, then you will use the word modified. But when return has not been filed till now, that is not modified, that is file return as per APPA. Are you getting? So, ma'am, ऐसा क्यों? Suppose today I have applied for APPA. So they will give me APPA. Nahi, it takes even 1 year, 2 years also to accept the APPA ka agreement. So suppose you have applied in 2017 and 2020 okay, APPA accepted. So obviously 2017 ka assessment done, 18 ka assessment done, 19 ka might be pending. So 17 ka return you have filed, 18 ka return you have filed, 19 ka might be you have filed or might be you don't have filed. So that's fine. If already filed, within 3 months from the date you enter into APPA, file the modified return. And where the return has not been filed for those years, file return as per APPA. So it does not, because you have to take, CBDT has to take approval of central government. So central government ke approval ke liye all the details are needed. So when the details they will show to central government will give a reply. If something is unsatisfactory, they will tell you, you will give the reply. In all this case, even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years also yes. But when they accepted APPA, suppose in 2017 I applied and they accepted APPA in 2020. So will my APPA start from 20 or from 17?
17.
But that 17. Is modified return. तभी तो modified return मांग रहे हैं because retrospective 17 से allowed. Understanding? That was the concept of modified return in APPA. Got it? So the major provisions with respect to your transfer pricings are this. Now going to next. छोटा सा provision is that is notified jurisdictional area. Very small, minute sa concept, notified jurisdictional area. Now, what is notified jurisdictional area? In your notified jurisdictional area, what they do? In your notified jurisdictional area, there are certain countries, there are certain territory that has been specifically notified to be jurisdictional area. Now, ये मतलब क्या है jurisdictional area का? Suppose this is country A, this is country B, this is territory, this is territory. Now, they are saying, ये notified jurisdictional territory, all these are what? Notified jurisdictional territory? Yes, these are all notified jurisdictional territory. Ma'am, cross क्यों कर दिया? because these are the countries, they do not share information with us. They do not support us. Whenever there is a time of support, they do not support, they do not share information. So they have been said to be notified jurisdictional area. Any till now कोई एक ऐसी है जो notified jurisdictional area में आ चुकी है? Cyprus was there, was retrospectively removed. अभी कुछ भी नहीं है. There is no concept like this कि any of the country or territory specified to be notified jurisdictional area. But the concept is there. अब मैम ये notified jurisdictional से होगा क्या? When I am saying that this is notified jurisdictional area and you as a person, तुम क्या कर रहे हो? You are a person. You are doing transaction with this country. हमने क्या किया? इस country से transaction किया. Actually this territory भी बोल रही हूँ मैं, country भी बोल रही हूँ. Territory could be in India also. Territory could be in India also. तो territory भी है, या sorry not India. Territory भी है country के. Territory भी हो सकती है, छोटा सा part could be there outside India, and it could be also a country also. So suppose you enter into the contract, you can enter into a transaction with a territory or with country. It was not an international transaction. मतलब international नहीं, associate नहीं. When one is not associate, it is not an international transaction because international require at least one associate. Associate नहीं है, but what they will say, even it is not associate, it will be deemed to be a transaction with associate. नहीं है associate, but because you have entered into the transaction with whom, you have entered into transaction with this notified jurisdictional area, it is deemed that it is an international transaction. Because it is deemed ये associate के साथ transaction है. Point number 1 understood? मान लिया, नहीं है but मान लिया. Now when we are saying that it is an international transaction, जब हम बोल रहे हैं कि ये क्या है, एक international transaction है, then all transfer pricing provisions applicable. All. फिर से लिख रही हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, specifically due to a reason, all TP provision apply, except what? Why except वो 3% का benchmark नहीं देंगे. No tolerance band of 3%. मतलब it is associate के साथ and it is even a minute 2 rupees का difference. That is also arm's length price पे लेके आओ. That means no 3% का benchmark है क्या? ना, 3% नहीं देना. मतलब all the provisions applicable, but वो 3% वाला provision will not apply. Understood? और suppose नहीं, you might not know, but whenever you pay to a non-resident, TDS to be deducted. Whenever you pay to a non-resident, TDS is required to be deducted. So whenever you pay to a non-resident, TDS required to be deducted. It could be 5%, 10%, 15%, depending on the rate given. But here compulsory, either 30% deduction needed or higher rate prescribed. It means either 30 or even if a higher rate is prescribed, that would be higher rate pay, you have to deduct the TDS. Are you getting regress? Why NJ के साथ you have entered into transaction? It is deemed to be what? Associate enterprise, and it is deemed international transaction. All transfer pricing provisions will be applicable, but 3% का tolerance we will not apply. TDS will be deducted at a higher rate, 30% or such higher rate, whichever is higher. Okay. इसके बाद, now suppose you are earning income. Transaction, international transaction. Suppose in international transaction you receive an income. You are receiving. So when you are receiving, you have to show, you have to explain the source of income of that person who is paying you. Suppose here the person is, this is the person over here. He is paying you. Proof source क्या है, उसके income का source क्या है. You have to give the source of income of that person. Suppose this person does not have source of income, he is earning from some other person. So you have to give the source of income of this person also. अरे भाई उसका नहीं पता चला तो उसका दो. But what if he failed to explain the source of income or unsatisfactory explanation given? तो if it is unsatisfactory explanation in such a case that ये जो भी तुम क्या कर रहे हो रिसीव कर रहे हो, ऐसे तो तुम्हारा इनकम है, बट इसकी जो इनकम है ना दैट सोर्स वो भी तुम्हारी इनकम मान लेंगे. दैट मीन्स इफ यू फेल टू गिव द सोर्स ऑफ इनकम ऑफ दैट पर्सन की वो पेमेंट कैसे कर रहा है, वो पेमेंट वाला पार्ट भी तुम्हारी इनकम. भाई ये तो ज्यादा नहीं हो गया, रेवेन्यू तो था ही हमारी इनकम, उसने क्या पेमेंट की, उसका सोर्स क्या है, सोर्स नहीं बताया तो वो भी तुम्हारी इनकम. So that is NJ3. That is notified jurisdictional area. Because they do not share information, they do not support this notified jurisdictional area. 30% or higher TDS, always deemed to be an international transaction. You have to give the source of income of that person. And if you do not give source of income of that person, वो income भी तुम्हारी income मानी जाएगी. उसका नहीं पता तो उसके source का source बताओ. वो नहीं बता पा रहे तो फिर तुम्हारी ही इनकम इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड. और ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग के प्रोविजन एप्लीकेबल, बट वो 3% का टॉलरेंस बैंड नहीं देंगे. अंडरस्टूड? सो वेयर इज दैट NJ8? read that NJ, then we will go to 94. 5 minutes for NJ. ठीक है. Any query in NJA का concept? Lakshmi, you have? Karthik?
In NJ, no queries, but in the PDF you have given the effect of modifying the return in APA. Yes. Here, the doubt is regarding the overriding of section 153, 153B.
There are some compliances also with respect to APA. There is one more paragraph we have to link with APA. Still, some of the concept of APA not completed. But elementary portion, na, there we will complete it. Wait for that.
Okay.
Because this 153 AB is time limit that has been given in your assessment procedure. Okay? So this is, I can say, one important segment is left with respect to transfer pricing that we are going to do right now. After that, we have country by country reporting. We have master file. What I want in your task, you have to thoroughly learn, read that country by country reporting, and I will give you the audio of country by country reporting. For the purpose of exam, if you find कि time बहुत कम है, just एक बार सुन लेते, just because of satisfaction कि we do not want to read. Only that only. And only when you find कि सब कुछ हो गया ले लेते हैं. Because country by country reporting is not important. Master file is not important. Master file में only the limits that have been given, ना कहीं पे 25 crore, कहीं पे कितना, only that limits. That is it. Do not focus more on that type of things which are 0 point chances to become. Okay, 1% chances कि by chance कहीं आ जाए तो उसके लिए they will be giving MCQ. So only for the MCQ purpose we will do, and for that on this Sunday I will share you the audio for country by country reporting and your master file and separate PDF for that. So at least when you will listen that audio, वो separate वही चीज तुम्हारे पास PDF form में होगी. Okay. Now moving to the last concept, that is,
Ma'am, please clarify this. We were telling about that APA, that return is filed up to due date. If the due date is filed, if the RO is filed on 31st July, but we have already filed the ROI on 31st March. Then that 90 days repatriation will start from 31st March.
July के बाद March करना.
Ma'am, first one, that is, it's not after filing, up to ROI. We have filed the return.
No, I'm not getting your question. See, okay. Are you asking about that starting of 90 days?
Yes, ma'am, that's starting of 90 days.
Now, in that, suppose due date of filing return is pending.
Okay. I
have 31st as my due date. It is pending. That means already, suppose on 30th June I entered into APA and my due date is pending.
Okay.
So let's say whenever you file the return. So suppose 30th June 2022 I entered. And my 30th June 2022 I entered and my due date is pending. That is this 31st July.
Yes, okay.
So I thought if I file on 31st July 22, it will start my 90 days from 31st July only. Because it is due date and I am filing on due date. If I file on 1st September, it will start on 1st September, 90 days will start. So I thought, let us delay. Purposely, because I know that itni jaldi repatriation is not possible. I know that. So for that purpose, I thought, chalo, 1st February 2023, I will file. Because belated you can file. You have time.
Okay.
1st February, I will file. The 90 days will start from 1st February.
1st February.
But within that 90 days, you fail to repatriate. So our interest will not be from 1st February.
1st September.
From 31st July, due date. What was your due date? Due date, they will charge you the interest.
Okay, okay.
That's right.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
That is the concept.
Okay, thank you.
I would say, when institute goes in detail, then you will find that even a minute word they can frame a question. And this was the example of institute going into the detail of wordings. यहाँ पे बोलते हैं simply they are saying one thing कि whenever you take loan, अब वो किससे लोन लेते हैं, I'm not telling you right now कि क्या है, किससे लोन है, but a crux I am telling you कि whenever you take loan from outside India, मान ले कि वो एसोसिएट एंटरप्राइज है, बिकॉज इंटरनेशनल ट्रांजैक्शन तो एसोसिएट तो होना ही चाहिए, इट शुड बी एसोसिएट. You are taking loan from outside India. Suppose this is the money I got. This is money. Outside India, I got loan. I have to pay what? I have to pay interest. So interest is the expense. You will try to increase the expenses. Are you getting? Interest is the expense. You will try to increase the expense. So they are saying, Ruko. If you have taken loan from your associate enterprise, not telling the details, just taking associate enterprise. If you have taken loan from associate enterprise, you are paying interest, so deduction will be allowed with respect to interest, but EBITDA, earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, EBITDA ka 30%, up to that you will be allowed interest. Ma'am, suppose EBITDA ka 30% coming to be, suppose 65 crore. And actually I have paid only 60 crore. So would they allow 65 or 60? Logical na, whichever is less. So they will allow whatever is EBITDA ka 30% or whatever you have paid, whichever is less, they will allow that. Ma'am, EBITDA ka 30% is coming to be 1 crore. And whatever amount I have paid is 1.2 crore. So if this difference is coming to be 1 crore again, this concept does not apply. So if you are paying only 1 crore ka interest, that means abhi 1 crore we have done their primary secondary adjustment. Similarly here, if your interest charges are only 1 crore, if your transaction is only 1 crore, if it is 1 crore, nothing applied. That means this whole provision will not be applicable. And that is bank. We are taking loan from bank. Not my associate enterprise. A non-associate enterprise or a bank I have taken loan from. So it is not my associate, so ye loan aa gaya. But my associate enterprise in that country has given what? Either fixed deposit there or taken guarantee there. Baat to wahi ho gayi na? I am getting loan, but it is providing guarantee, or my associate enterprise is giving what? Fixed deposit over there. इसका मतलब repayment कौन कर रहा है? वो लोग कर रहे हैं. Are you getting? So that is also 30% का ये concept will be applicable. So if you are getting loan, if from associate enterprise, then also this concept apply. If not from associate, but associate is giving either fixed deposit or giving guarantee. In such a case, this concept applicable. But ma'am, I am also a bank. That is also bank. Bank to bank का transaction चल रहा है. Only in case of bank insurance, this provision not applicable, or where the value is 1 crore. You are not bank, you are not insurance wala company, but the value is 1 crore. In such a case, this concept not applicable. इतना समझ में only by oral. अब बोलते हैं कि suppose man, actually we have paid interest 65 crore. हमने कितना interest pay किया? 65 crore. But EBITDA coming to be 60 crore. So I will get only deduction of 60 crore. Payment कितना हुआ? 65. EBITDA का 30% is 60 crore. So whichever is less, you will get interest only allowed 60 crore. वो 5 crore का क्या? Carry forward. 8 years तक that would be carry forward. That means later on, कभी ऐसा हुआ कि you are paying what more, but कम deduction मिल रहा है, तो carry forward होगा and you can claim the deductions. फिर से अभी ओरली क्या किया? लोन लिया एसोसिएट से, then also 30% EBITDA applicable. If we have taken loan from other than associate, that is banking company, but my associate is providing some it is providing guarantee or something, then also 30% applicable. Understood? Then if you are allowed 30% of EBITDA is 60 crore, but actually you are paying 65 crore. Whichever is less will be allowed. But ma'am, what about 5 crore? Because you have paid more or less is allowed. 5 crore can be carry forwarded for 8 assessment year. In DT, remember one thing, where 8 assessment year written, where from the end of the previous year, what is written, that timeline is very important. So, in transfer pricing, first time the timeline came in APA, 3 months, 1 year. Remember, TPO wala, that is your transfer pricing officer. So my task for Monday, till Monday, what you have to submit? Entire transfer pricing, wherever timelines are given, a small sticky note you should have. In your sticky note, you should write all the timelines. That means every time I will say revise transfer pricing ka timeline, open that sticky note and revise transfer pricing ka timeline. Understood? What is the task? Transfer pricing ke only wherever, because now I will give you the task of reading entire transfer pricing. This is the last section, important section. Wherever you will find transfer pricing ke timeline, write it down in the sticky note that this is modified return equal to 3 months from the end of whatever it is. Then if it is TPO, 1 year extension कब मिलता है, and complete 60 days में he should give. So एक sticky note में try to complete it. ये छोटे में ही complete हो जाए. And stick it on the front of the book when you will get the book. Front of the book. So every time task would be उसका timeline revise करो, इसका timeline revise करो. That will again help you to score MCQ में good marks. Okay? Done? अब इसको एक बार रीडिंग करें, समझे कि डिटेल क्या है. We have not gone into detail. Now 94B, limitation on interest deduction. In certain cases, there are certain cases when there are deduction limitation. Now, is it only in respect of interest? No. If it is interest or similar nature का thing, that is commission वगैरह, उन पे भी applicable है. Not only interest, it is applicable to commission you are giving, guarantee you are giving, उस पे भी. So if interest expense is incurred by my Indian company, if interest expense is incurred by my Indian company or a foreign company that have PE in India, that is permanent establishment in India, or permanent establishment in India. Now, what is one PE? Permanent establishment. Permanent establishment, you have any outlet in India. Foreign company having any outlet in India. Factory in India. Office in India. It doesn't matter whether it is having for the whole year. Doesn't matter. Ek exhibition bhi they have done for 3 days. Frequency, timing does not matter. Permanent establishment, if you are coming in India and doing business in India, India में आ गए, India में बैठ के you are doing business even for a single day, 2 day, for that particular year, you have permanent establishment in India. Understood? So time matter? No. Frequency matter? No. मैम सेल ही नहीं हुई इंडिया में, doesn't matter. Exhibition किया, we have done exhibition in India, no sales at all, doesn't matter. You have permanent establishment in India with the intention to do business in India. Ma'am, where I will find detail of permanent establishment? BPAA. But here the word has been used to just explain you that this is permanent establishment. So either an Indian company or permanent establishment of a foreign company, it is giving interest. It is giving interest for the debt it has got from associate enterprise. So it will be disallowed if it is in excess of 30% of EBIT DTA. Understood? What we have done? What is EBIT DTA? Earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. Or actual interest that you have paid, whichever is lower. Same. Ma'am, provision apply only if interest paid is more than 1 crore. For 1 crore, ठीक है, चलेगा. 1 crore पे even it is EBIT DTA का 40%. But if you are paying only 1 crore, चलेगा. Doesn't matter. 1 crore पे this provision not applicable. Not applied to Indian company or foreign company if it is banking or insurance nature का business. Done? Remember, banking या insurance nature का business, this will not be applicable. Now, debt given by the lender, deemed to be given by an associate enterprise. Actually, I have taken from a lender or bank. बट वो मान लेंगे कि एसोसिएट एंटरप्राइज ने दिया है इफ एसोसिएट एंटरप्राइज गिव एनी गारंटी और डिपॉजिट द सेम मैचिंग अमाउंट टू दैट लेंडर. अंडरस्टूड? लोन तो मैंने किसी और से लिया, आई हैव टेकन लोन फ्रॉम सम अदर पर्सन, बट माय एसोसिएट एंटरप्राइज ऑफ फॉरेन कंपनी वहां पे या तो डिपॉजिट देती है, गारंटी देके आ जाती है. बात तो वही हो गई ना कि why it is giving guarantee, because it is loan. Understood? And if disallowed expense is there, it would be carry forward for 8 assessment year. Or on this July 21 में, on this point they have given the question and it was a new question. So write down July 21 का we have to do when we will be doing the question. July 21 का I guess it was second number का question. On just ये छोटा सा point carry forward for 8 assessment year दे दिया question, and those who have done for the first time obviously it would be करा क्या है, why 2 years का data has been given, the 2 year का data was for the purpose of this carry forward. Understood? Aya? So this is what is all about your transfer pricing. Now tomorrow along with entire, if it is for tomorrow it will be penalties, all the transfer pricing की penalty, and if possible country by country reporting if time permits हम अभी कर लेंगे, and same का penalty and country by country का audio I will give you. ठीक है? So tomorrow anyhow we will be completing your transfer pricing. ठीक है? Then we will start with the question. So your task for today what I have given, एक तो timeline वाला करके रखना है and do the reading of entire PDF till evening. Entire PDF you will get in one slot. ठीक है? पूरा तुमको मिल जाएगा, that you have to complete, and that will include country by country reporting का PDF also. ठीक है? चलो. So it's only 15 minutes, so we will left. ठीक है? Do complete it. Any doubt?
Ma'am, this limitation of interest and the interest we have calculated in that above portion, ma'am, that secondary adjustment.
If secondary adjustment means your income has been increased by 1 crore, chalega.
Okay.
Then that secondary adjustment not applicable. And if you are paying interest only 1 crore, that 30% वगैरह disallowed will not be applicable.
Okay.
Yes, you have not shared your result. Remember, I told you to share the result. I want to see the marks. Previous marks.
Result in laptop. I am out of station.
Right to say, no? Okay. Any other question? Tomorrow at same time.